What's going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? Greg here. John, how's it going?
Good. I'm excited to go back to the world of Tolkien.
Middle Earth. Guys, we got ourselves the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. 2 episodes. Each episode budgeted at around $400 million. This show cost $1.9 billion to put together. That's all anyone cares about. I'm excited for it. I know that upsets some people. I don't care. I'm excited for it. I love The Lord of the Rings, and I enjoy parts of The Hobbit. So, guys, leave a like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to notify when our reaction for the next Lord of the Rings episode is up here on the channel. As always, full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy are available at our Patreon for Super Sexy Rejects. Cover a bunch of shows over there exclusively with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. And the team at Prepper, good luck. Thanks for helping us set these down.
Even you couldn't possibly believe their old scrap would float.
It's not going to float. It's going to sail.
Sail!
It's a metaphor for her and her journeys.
Dude, boats woke.
Oh, you dicks.
Elves aren't supposed to act like this.
Do you know why a ship floats and a stone cannot? Her gaze is not downward but up, fixed upon the light that guides her.
How am I to know which lights to follow?
You're asking too many questions.
But that seems so simple.
The most important truths often are. But you must learn to discern them for yourself. I won't always be here to speak them to you.
Are you foreshadowing?
Production budget.
One filled with untold perils and strange creatures beyond count. A place known as Middle Earth.
Yeah, Betty. Wow. Whoa. Cool.
Where eagles dare not fly.
They said it would be over quickly. But the war left Middle Earth in ruin.
God damn.
For his orcs had spread to every corner of Middle Earth,
Those eyes.
multiplying ever greater under the command of his most devoted servant, a cruel and cunning sorcerer.
Sauron.
My brother vowed to seek him out and destroy him.
Oh.
But Sauron found him first and marked his flesh with a symbol.
So Sauron's like Steppenwolf.
Yep.
Got it.
In the darkness, his vow became mine.
This time, it's personal.
More and more of our kind began to believe that Sauron was but a memory, and the threat, at last, was ended.
Huh. But not me.
I wish I could be one of them.
Nice.
I'm digging this.
It's been years since the last orc was sighted. How long can living flesh endure where even sunlight fears to tread? Perhaps we would be wise to camp here, and tomorrow begin the journey home.
They just climbed all that.
Let's go right back down again.
Commander! Wait! No! We keep moving! Galadriel! Stop!
You're being stubborn, Galadriel.
These are the only people who believe in you.
Save the cat.
I like her now.
I like her. She was kind of a hard ass before, but
Yeah, but now I like her.
she's got a softer side.
We are there.
Oh no.
Woohoo! Oh, cool.
Jesus.
This is where the orcs gathered after Morgoth's defeat. This place is so evil, our torches give off no warmth.
Dang.
This is a really good looking show.
Yeah, boy.
It really is. Man.
A door was filled in here.
Damn. That doesn't hurt your fist. Does she have super strength?
Maybe her hand is too afraid to feel for how evil this place is.
Even stone cannot hide the mark of one whose very hand is flame unquenched. He was here. Sauron.
I feel like I'm watching a really cool video game.
Yeah.
Yikes. Snow troll. Like the abominable snowman.
Troll hunter.
Oh my god. These guys work so hard to get here.
Oh.
That's just not fair.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes.
The order is given. We march at first light.
Mutiny!
Yes. Right here. This is the place to do it.
Then you shall do so alone.
We've encountered a lot, but not a snow troll.
Oi, oi! Look like a badger. Maybe a fox.
More likely a Harfoot. Don't care to be seen none. But if you do, watch yourself. Dangerous creatures they are.
He's messing with you.
Clear and clear.
Oh, damn. So they're like wilder people.
Got a whole society.
Shit.
Just ready to pack up and hide at any minute.
There's 110 things out here that could kill us.
111 if we count you worrying to death.
111. Easter egg. Bilbo's birthday.
Haha. 11-1 today. Beautiful.
Oh, God. You guys always make me so hungry.
It looks like a footsie.
Just a dog. You know how dogs love berries.
Or is it a warg?
I'm pretty sure they'll introduce new creatures, John.
No, just the same few. Wargs, orcs, and balrogs.
Crag and crevice washing away the last remnants of our enemy. Like a spring rain over the bones of a dead animal.
Harold Elrond.
That's Elrond.
Harold Elrond?
He had a first name?
Okay.
Your friend has arrived.
She is here. Why didn't you say so?
Oh my God, he used to be filled with wonder.
Before he
And
was
poetic.
beaten down by the Second Age.
You have only just arrived. Must you speak of leaving again so soon?
You know very well why I must.
We must keep the plot going.
Test him again. You may find him less receptive than you might have hoped.
Are you going to arrange an audience or not?
I can't believe they got Neil Patrick Harris to play Elrond.
Spitting image of Hugo Weaving.
Haven't you ever wondered? What else is out there? How far the river flows, or where the sparrows learn the new songs they sing in spring.
You started the shit.
It's all your fault.
They return to us in triumph, for they have proven beyond any doubt that our days of war are over.
Yes.
And nothing will change that.
Our days of peace begin.
So get that stick out of your ass, Galadriel.
Our days of peace begin, right?
And granted passage across the sea to dwell for all eternity. The undying lands of Valinor. At last, they are going home.
Valhalla!
Your mystery sigil. I shared it with the High King.
Then why would it?
Because seeing a sigil does not mean you're any closer to finding Sauron. It is over. The evil is gone.
Then why is it not gone from in here?
Because you haven't got a therapy yet.
Yeah, you got trauma, sister.
Evil does not sleep, Elrond. It waits. And in the moment of our complacency, it blinds us.
Permeates.
No one in history has ever refused the call.
You say I have won victory over all the horrors of Middle-earth. Yet you would leave them alive in me. To take with me.
Gosh, so much darkness in her eyes.
Put up your sword.
Without it, what am I to be?
What you have always been.
You will be a queen!
Powerful beyond all measure.
So Elrond, for the longest time, just dealt with women who don't listen to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
His whole life.
Whole life. Trying to give advice in the woods, and they just don't take it.
Run, sheep.
And I like how they play like up her trauma as if like you're crazy, but we know she's not crazy.
Yeah.
You know? And that pain is what gives her the intuition.
Karai's in 3 moves.
Ha! I swear.
Arondir. Has it really been a fortnight already?
Oh, so they're clearly banging.
Some tension.
A fellow passed through a few days back, said his grazing's gone rotten. Only weeds will grow.
Where was he from?
Didn't say east, I think.
And what day was he here?
Oh, let it go, nigh fears.
Oh.
Our true king will return and pry us right out from under your pointy boots.
Easy, lad. Quench the fire.
I like him.
Such a badass.
Anything to report?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
And the well? How was it?
Did you draw some water? The High King has declared the days of war are over.
All the 4 outposts are being disbanded. We're leaving.
Destroy your
Aw.
bow at once.
His whole identity based off that. And he doesn't have an excuse to visit his woman now.
I know. Poor guy.
Elf.
Poor
You gotta
elven
distinguish
guy.
them. They are not human.
But for 79 years, you've kept watch over the men and women of Tir-Harad, not because of what their ancestors once did, but because of who they still are. And be grateful that you need never see them again.
Are they the ones who are also of Elvish descent? The
I believe.
people in the village?
Correct us if we're wrong, but I think that's the case.
Say what you wish to say.
I have said it already. 100 times over, in every way but words.
Mother, there's a man here for you.
God damn it, boy.
A man and not an elf.
You could just give her a look. She's got some sort of a sickness.
What manner of sickness?
Put it out of its misery.
Where's she been grazing?
She wandered east a few days ago. Think she might have ate something.
No.
Oh, no.
How far east?
She She might have made it as far as Horden.
Oh, the war's still on.
Where are you going?
Horden's a day's journey. If I leave now, I can reach it by dusk.
I'm going with you.
You're gonna tell that? Okay.
You watch the house, son.
Stay with this man with the cow.
And squeeze out a little more of that black milk.
Maybe that's why your father run off like he done.
My father didn't run off.
Then what happened to him? Salty rascal's got the king's bounty down there.
This is the real bounty.
The quicker picker-upper. Oh. Oh.
Oh, it's got the mark on it.
Oh, no.
Well, the same wind that seeks to blow out a fire may also cause its spread.
Oh, interesting.
What you did was right. For Galadriel and for Middle-earth.
It's hard to see what is right when friendship and duty are mingled.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll be taking that long voyage soon enough.
Are you acquainted with the work of Lord Celebrimbor?
The greatest of elven smiths, of course. I've admired his artistry since I was a child.
Especially his rings.
First, the big people. Now, the stars. Eyes open when they should be sleeping. Like they're watching for something.
Watching for what?
The only kind touch I've known all my days. This land.
It's kind of like a reverse Aragorn and Arwen thing with them.
Warden.
Oh, yeah. Nah, the evil's gone. The evil's gone. Beautiful.
Come on.
Woo.
Wow.
Oh,
that is gorgeous and kind of haunting. Oh my god. Oh shit.
Oh.
How am I to know which lights to follow?
Sometimes we cannot know. Until we have touched the darkness.
Huh.
Ah.
Woo. Oh.
What?
Ha 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 ha! Nice cut.
How the hell is she gonna get back to land?
Do they know in there who's supposed to be arriving?
No, seriously, how's she gonna get back to land?
Just swim a
Go
lot or
ride a shark
or hitch a ride on some kind of mythical beast. Yeah.
Sign.
Yeah.
Oh.
The evil's gone.
It's like found a UFO. Meteor crash. Who is that?
Oh, modesty glow. Wow. Dang. Oh, J.R.R.
Oh, no way.
directed that. Wow.
Was that that's not Sauron, is it?
I don't think so. I'm going to go on a limb here and say probably not.
Huh.
But you never know.
I mean, it's just like it's a big ring of fire.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely supposed to invoke the eye.
Yeah.
And just the general, lava-oriented quality that Mount Doom has and Mordor has.
Well, what'd you think?
That was quite striking and quite sweeping. I mean, it's a lot of place setting and, getting to kind of meet everybody, but I was very engrossed in all the different places we went. It feels novel-esque in the way that, there are some action scenes, there are some, thrilling moments, but it's not just trying to get to that stuff, Yeah, so far so good. What did you think?
It's good.
It's good?
It's good. I wouldn't say I love it. I think there's a reason they released 2 episodes, so I don't think there's a point in talking forever.
Yeah, sure.
Because, I mean, obviously, the visuals look awesome.
Yeah, production values are insane.
Of course, they should. If there's one thing this should get right, it's look good.
This needs to look expensive.
With all the money you've thrown at it, you better look the best ever.
You need to be complete Game of Thrones and beyond in terms of, sets and CG effects and costuming and all that stuff. And I think that quality is very locked in.
That was the one thing I never had any worries about. I heard there was 20 plus series regulars on this show. I do think that even for a first episode, it is a little bit affected by it because there wasn't anyone, at least for my taste, my viewing. It's not like I don't care about anyone. It's that I don't find myself that emotionally drawn or emotionally attached to anyone.
Yeah.
Because there's so much they have to set up. There's so much they have to establish and reestablish. Mainly newly established and also help distinguish due to the fact that there's just so much going on and there's so much people and to meet that it also becomes very expositional heavy.
Yeah.
And then, explain the backstory, explain this. You don't really get time to just kind of hang out with the characters. It's like Galadriel's one note is, I want revenge. And everyone's kind of annoying me because
nobody
don't
believes me.
Yeah, I want revenge.
But I am true of heart.
And then you have I'm forgetting his name, the elf.
Yeah.
And the girl in the village. To me, that's the one that's the easiest to connect to because it's a tale that's been told.
Love.
Yeah, it's been a tale that's been told a gazillion times. But I thought it was effective. That was the one I was most drawn to. So a lot of this is about being caught up in the emotions of pretty much what the imagery and the music and the set pieces and whatever emotions generate from experiencing that is where it comes from. Because, if you're going to be out, this is going to be like a 5-season show or some shit.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be that long, I imagine there's a lot to set up and a lot of world building. But I don't want it to just be I feel like it starts to become like I don't want to watch an essay.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a reason they released 2.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say this is the show. It was really pulling at me in the last 10 to 15 minutes of this hour-long episode. So, yeah, I like the first 15 minutes a lot and the last 15 minutes or last 10, I would say. And I always enjoyed it, but I never really found it that compelling.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I was engrossed more in moments than the whole flow of the episode. And it is a bit daunting because you are like, okay, if you're not an expert on the Second Age, there's a lot you got to make sure that you catch and that you distinguish. And there's that game of, I know Lord of the Rings predates Game of Thrones, but on TV, I feel like there is that sort of pressure to deliver on, that really distinct ensemble of realms and the really fleshed out world. And it's funny because you think about the movies and you're like, okay, it's 3 movies, 9-ish hours, but even still, the first installment you do get in a more compact package time, it feels like, to just live with and be with the life of your different characters, whether it be the hobbits or whoever. And here, there are moments like that, but yeah, it's a lot of place setting. It's a lot of figuring out, okay, what is the world of the Harfoots like right now, and how are they affected by the overall situation? And then the elves, and then the realms of men. We don't really get that much dwarf action in this episode, but yeah, lots of place setting, lots of setup.
Well, it's also a lot of like stoic way of speaking.
Everyone's pretty stoic.
Which makes sense to me based off of the characters you're primarily following. Like you're following the Harfoots, like okay,
they're the
pre-Hobbit, so they make sense why they'd have more personality infused within them, whereas the other ones are a lot more poetic and the elegance of them. So actually, I like Galadriel. You know, as for a main character, I don't know the actress who's playing her. I like how this sounds weird. I like how traumatized she is. Like she carries that trauma in her eyes. There's this constant wide-eyed paranoia pain that is in her presence.
She's so
at all times.
Sincere in her pursuit of this, and it doesn't feel like it comes from a place of ego. Like I need to be right. Yeah, it feels like no, this is. I know intimately the horror of this situation, and I can't rest until it is stopped.
And I think what's cool about the connective tissue of when you think about that scene actually in Lord of the Rings, when Frodo is tempting her with the ring, and then she does her whole like big speech, and she becomes all like witchy gothic like every queen in the darkness and all that.
No dark lord.
And then you're seeing that there is a lot of darkness within her, and I think they did a great job in the beginning, especially with contrasting that of really just you're like dropped into her world, how beautiful and sunshiny and glimmering it is, and then the Morgoth character, the dark side of this all, with the Morgoth and seeing how their world was like. I actually really felt that, which I think they do a little stronger here than they do in the movies, because I love that prologue in the opening narration in like Fellowship of the Ring. I even enjoy the one in The Hobbit, but those start off like in the darkness.
Yeah.
And then here you get to really feel the effect of the darkness because they thrust you first into like, look how
idyllic and beautiful. Yeah, basically. Yeah,
this is so good. Everything we got going, even the bullies. Yeah, whatever. We got a couple of like bullies, but that's just the poor little white kids. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's good. We got a good thing going.
In general, this is a lush, beautiful place, and we are a harmonious people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you feel the real harsh grit when the things that are more familiar, the dark aspects, set back in and reality hits. And then that adds to the whole tension of like, nobody knows what's coming.
Yeah, true. I feel like there's a lot more to unpack and a lot more to set up still. I still feel like they got a lot more to set up, don't they?
Yeah. Solid start, yeah, but we got to still meet the whole dwarf situation.
Yeah, it's true. You got to meet the dwarves too. Yeah. I mean, but beyond that, like what we currently got here, I'm already immediately finding myself just kind of craving some just real conversations.
Yeah.
So, let two people just kind of talk to each other for a little bit.
You want two characters to lay down like the pretenses, because that is a thing, and it's I won't begrudge them just yet, but yeah, when the elf guy shows up and he's in the village especially, and even when he's talking to his love, they're both like just so serious and stoic, and it's all like the most important, like it would be nice to see. And the hobbits, or the Harfoot being one of the types of hobbits, they bring that life through them, but it would be nice to see some of the other characters like be more at ease as they communicate and speak.
Yeah.
Because I think that's something that dogs the Hobbit movies even, is like there are certain characters with whom you only get the stoic, burdened by duty kind of approach, and that can hold you at an arm's length from characters sometimes. Not that it's not cool to have that mystique, but you got to balance it out.
Yeah, I mean, not that the only way to get to know characters is through dialogue. You get to know characters through their actions as well. I was finding some of that, like when you're going past the monologue, the prologue, and then you're in the top of the ice mountains and stuff. It was kind of moving a little quick. I think I need a little bit more time with it for it to settle in. If you're book readers of this isn't like, I don't know, it's based after that. What was the book? The
Silmarillion.
This is after that.
Yeah, because that's mostly like first age stuff, and then the second age was filled in, I think, by Tolkien's son to a degree, and those books, like the Silmarillion and a lot of the other writings, from my vague understanding, is that they're not written like stories the same way Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit are, where it's like, oh, characters interacting. They're more history books, and in a way, I appreciate, like, I'm curious to hear what the Lord of the Rings fans have to say once they actually see the show and everybody stops freaking out about the trailers. Because there's a quality of this that I do kind of associate with the reading experience of the actual Lord of the Rings, which is like, there is a sort of like historical, like there are characters to love and get attached to, but it's not the most forward about those kinds of things. And so having this intro here through the show, it feels akin to the sensibilities of the books in that way. But at the same time, I feel like for a show, you need to bridge that gap and to give us these moments of humanity that you might not have seen the same way in the book.
Yeah, I am sick of that excuse of it's like in the comics. It's like it is in the comics. It's how it is in the books. I'm like, it doesn't mean it makes for truly entertaining visual medium, you know? And so
I'm curious if that's what some people want. And not to say that that's like right or wrong, but yeah, you're correct. It's like, how do you split that difference while honoring that, but also bringing us a little closer, you know, to the emotional cores of the character?
Yeah. Because I feel like if you're gonna go slow moving in your first episode, then you should not just primarily only do world building.
It shouldn't feel like a lecture that you have to take notes on.
You should get really invested in the characters first and foremost before you go. But then again, I don't know. In fact, in some ways, this first experience kind of reminds me of The Witcher.
Sure.
Of when I was like, man, that was a lot to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. and then it was like the third episode where I was like, oh, damn, this show's getting great. And then I was like, oh, I love this show.
Yeah.
And I could see it being a very similar experience.
100%.
Of, man, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of world here. We got to get a lot of this out of the way.
A lot of things.
Yeah. Thank God they actually have a map for you to look at once in a while because there's a lot for you to keep up with. And then once we can get that all out of the way, then you can go, all right, it's good. Because everything on a technical standpoint is good. I think like every actor here is doing a great job. I think everyone's doing a really great job. I think all the performances are good. I think everything on a technical standpoint is solid. The music is phenomenal. The visuals are about as phenomenal as you'd expect when you hear $60 million per episode. Like, yeah, they better be amazing, and I think they're great. Yeah, now it's just about now I need to really give a shit about the characters.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, because right now everyone's just like, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
they're cool.
They're cool.
And I got to make sure I remember them all. I got to keep track of them.
I bet, you kind of do hope that they would strike lightning in a bottle with at least one or two characters that you're like,
Off the bat.
Love
them. Yeah, I can't wait to see more.
Yeah. And the only one who got me close to feeling that way was the God, what is his name? The Black Elf.
Yeah. I'm just
I don't want to just call him that, but
we will have a whiteboard of all the names.
But he was the closest one who like within a scene was like, I like this guy. He's cool. Feel like a lot of history with him, and then like that's an example of learning about a character through actions, I think.
Totally, and you can feel the greater context of this guy's story, but you can also feel the direct, personal, here and now stakes of his story.
Yeah,
at least in a way that feels kind of well-rounded. At the outset.
I think where I'm at with Galadriel right now is I'm at a point of like I'm understanding Galadriel better and understanding her backstory better.
Yep.
But it was so like the plot heaviness of Sauron's out there. I'm like, I feel like I watched like a bunch of hours of this.
Except with less certainty now.
Just like other characters worried about Sauron. Yeah.
Well, that's a pitfall that I think these kinds of fantasy stories, these epics can fall into is the character just being so purpose-driven to the point that that's kind of it. And not that I, again, begrudge her the purpose that she has or anything like that. But yeah, it seems like, okay, this is most of your character right now is just all about this. And it would be nice to see the rounding and some of... maybe some of the internal conflict in the sense of like she must. This doesn't seem like she has any level of doubt, but it would be interesting to maybe have some doubt in there or some kind of, she seems to have like a close relationship with Elrond. They seem very familial. Even that, like she is so assured, which is fine, which could grow into a good character trait, as we see more. But at the same time, yeah, it can make it a one-track mind character. It's like this is what took away from Thorin Oakenshield so much for me in the Hobbit movies. Is like this guy kind of only thinks and talks about this, whereas like in the book, that's his purpose, that's his mission. But like he's a character as well as that, and I feel like that's a thing that media like this often has to transcend, especially in the visual media, because it is easy to just be like brooding, purpose-driven badass, and that's it,
Well, I think in a book too, you can also, especially if it's not like Lord of the Rings, it's not a first-person perspective, so you can occasionally just write a few lines about what they're thinking and feeling internally to clue you in. Where this relies on the body language of the actor, which is why I'm crediting the actors a lot, because I think they really brought their A game here. And I felt like the actress who plays Galadriel was really trying to show all that, even though she was kind of given a bunch of repetitive scenes.
Yeah.
But I did like the scene when she is debating with Elrond. I thought that was good. Like I think that context was the best. That emotionally clicked with me, because I don't set up to hate. I've been rooting for this show.
I so want this to be great.
I want this to be great. I want this to shut up everyone.
Yeah,
I want it to be great. So I'm not here to try to like pick things apart. And and even though we talked for longer than I would have liked to, there's a reason to release 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So
decent, solid start. And I'll take that. I'll take that as compared to what it could have been, But yeah, let's build on this.
I don't know, man. When you say $60 million an episode, I'm like, your first episode better rock my fucking socks off.
Well, that's what
maybe it does for most people. That's the thing. Is like I gladly acknowledge that I can very well not be the voice of many.
Well, that's the thing. Is I hear $60 million an episode, I'm like, that a lot of that money did not go to the script. So I feel like that's been the whole thing the entire time for me, is like the scripts have to be great, because I know they can make it look like it cost $60 million.
Which they do, but that means nothing to me. Like even for me, that sheen wore off like 20 minutes in. I'm like, it looked great throughout, and then there was a couple of moments I'm like, wow, it looks really good. But then after a while, it was like, all right, I'm used to this.
I've
accepted the fact that you look phenomenal.
Yeah.
No.
I've gotten used to how incredible you look, and now I need to hear more about your personality.
Yeah.
I did really like the ending bit on the ship.
That was really well done.
Yeah,
that was really well done.
Especially having alluded to and seen glimpses of people traveling to the name of the realm escapes me here in this moment, but yeah, traveling into that sort of into the east, to the elven, afterlife land, essentially.
It feels so ominous and like, I don't know if I'd want to go there.
I know, you're like, is this a good thing, or are they being fed to some kind of primordial creature? But yeah, that whole thing of the ceremony and the maidens like taking off their armor and really making this visual transition, and then them being like swallowed into this light. I thought that was like, that was one of those moments where like I was like, wow, I didn't even think about how you would go about depicting this, but this is pretty beautiful. So
yeah.
But yeah, agreed. Gotta get those character bits going.
Yeah, no, I think like I said, the first like 10 to 15 and the last 10 were really solid.
Yeah. And everything in between was good. It was fine. It was pretty good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we gotta watch the next episode, so we'll see. We'll see what opinions change.